Alright guys, another Monday Night Raw, another 3 hours of absolute bullshit. I know I said I wasn't doing these reviews anymore, I know I wasn't planning on, but fuck it, I was up and I thought, you know what, I'm not that tired, I'm going to watch Raw. Then I watched Raw and I was fucking falling asleep, so it's the usual bullshit now. I mean, we start off with Miz TV, and straight away I'm thinking, how the hell could Miz win the title when he's going straight to Miz TV? The most irrelevant fucking talk show apart from Ding Dong Hello, like. But I mean, Miz TV's been so overdone, but he actually made it all right. So he welcomed us to Miz TV Championship Edition, guys. The Championship Edition. So the awesome edition, the championship edition. So invites us to that, and he's posing with the belt, and he cuts a half decent promo. But then before you know it, Bobby Lashley comes out with MVP. MVP says they made a deal last night that since Jomo cost Lashley the US belt, that Lashley would help Miz win the WWE title, and then Miz would give him the first shot, and he didn't want to give him it. He was making excuse after excuse. And then Lashley kind of like grabbed him by the throat and grabbed him by the tie, and he was like, "I'll give you an hour to make your decision, or you'll be starring in a new film, something to do with Lashley sending Miz to the hospital." Good opening segment. I like this. It was pretty good. And then Lashley says he's got an hour to give him it. So basically nothing happening. And for the next hour, we did have the Hurt Business versus Lucha House Party, I think. Nobody cares about that. There was also another fucking match that I cannot remember. Yeah, basically a load of shite. A load of shite in the first hour. There was what else happened? I think there was Damien Priest versus some guy. I don't know who it is. Then we get to the second hour, and Bobby Lashley comes out. He's demanding. Adam Pearce is there. Strowman comes out. Shane McMahon's there. Strowman's like, "You never give me a title shot." Then Shane McMahon announces that tonight it'll be Braun Strowman versus Lashley, and the Miz is fucking loving it. The Miz is thinking this is great. The Miz is trying to play off Lashley against Strowman, and then Shane says if Strowman wins next week, it's going to be Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley versus the Shane, and then the Miz's face just fucking looked as like he wanted to die. The Miz looked as if someone told him you have to sit down and watch 3 hours of fucking Raw without being able to check your phone. That's what his face looked like. The face of fucking defeat. The face of I am fucked. That kind of face. And that was great. Up next, I think with Orton backstage, he started coughing and he started spewing up some like black tar, whatever. I get like I don't know. I mean, this feud's been going on that long. I guess they're trying to, prolong it. They're trying to stretch it out to Mania, but I don't know. This isn't the right way to go about it. I mean, just bring the Fiend back for God's sake. Just do it already. No Alexa tonight, so well, we did get her on like a pro highlights from previous week, but who cares? That's cheap. Then in the final hour, we had a shitload of matches with Charlotte Flair and Asuka versus Nia, Fat Ass and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler and Fat Ass won, and then Charlotte cut a promo on Rick saying that she's sick of him being there. Rick says he's trying to prolong the Flair name. I mean, fuck Charlotte, right? Without Flair, she wouldn't be anywhere, right? So, I mean, let's be real here, right? She owes Rick everything. Without Rick, there would be no Charlotte. People only care about Charlotte because her last name's Flair. And even then, who really cares about her? With AJ versus... I think it was Ricochet. I don't even know who it was. Some fucking vanilla midget. He won. We had the New Day versus Retribution. Retribution's supposed to take over the company. Can't even beat the New Day. What is happening? With Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Jeff Hardy booked pretty strong in the chamber last night, but he lost tonight, so back to familiar losing ways. Then in the main event, we had a pretty short, hard hitting match between Strowman and Lashley. Lashley wins, kicked out of Strowman's finisher, then hits Strowman with a spear, gets the pin. Then the Miz came out and Lashley fucking battered him as well and posed with the belt. So there you go, guys. Very, very uneventful Raw. The only thing saving this show was the Miz and Bobby Lashley stuff. Everything else was garbage. And yeah, I mean, everything else was fucking garbage. I'm giving it a 1. I'm giving it a 1 purely for the Miz and Bobby Lashley stuff. I liked it. I was interested when Bobby Lashley gave him the ultimatum. It meant in an hour's time you knew the storyline was progressing, you knew we were getting something else. But apart from that, everything else was absolutely awful, and that's why it's getting a 1. It seems harsh, but apart from the Lashley missed stuff, there was nothing good. So there you go, guys. That's it. Till next time. Peace. This show's still shit.